Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. And I hope you guys are all having a pretty chill week right now. We're going to go ahead and go over some of the JP news. We don't usually cover all of this, but there's kind of a lot going on, a little bit exciting, some cool units, some cool new EXs. So we're going to kind of go over the news that's come out over the last 2 weeks and check out some of these units. Let's go ahead and dig in. So we are on the JP side of WoTV Calc, and probably the biggest news, at least over the last couple weeks, has been Setia that has come out on the JP side. She is kind of the warrior of flame, essentially. Her team art, pretty interesting. Spirit 6, Agility 5, Accuracy 6. Missile attack 25 for 3 turns and restores AP. She gets defense penetration 24/7. She gets magic resistance plus 10%. She's a pretty cool character. She gets an additional like kind of 20% base magic resistance, agility 62, sleep and frostbite resistance, no real other weakness, a dex 329 and critical hit rate 24, 3300 HP is actually pretty high here. So lots going on for her. Taking a look at her skills, she's a very unique unit, and I like that she has, of course, the Shiranui shooting method, which is increased range 2, but she also gets an upgrade called Fiery Archery as one of her passives. And you get this upgraded to Fiery Archery Type 2, which increases agility 12%, missile resistance penetration 40 for self, decreases AP consumption 25 for self as well, which is incredible. You also have Secret of the Sniper for missile attack 15, luck 12%. She's going to be a pretty cool unit. She does have essentially reflex as well. Coming into her kit here, what's interesting about her is she doesn't really have any 100% hit attacks. They're all kind of variable. Her limit break is going to decrease fire resistance. She does have in her off kit the ability to paralyze and berserk opponents, which is pretty cool. In her primary kit, you'll see her primary attack can decrease attack 39%. She gets a buff, which gives magic resistance 20% 3 turns for self. It also gives slash resistance 20% and increases range +1. Remember, she has 20% magic resistance plus the 10% from her passive. So with this ability, she will have 50% magic resistance on her character. So very cool. She also gets a buff, an ability, which is essentially Barrage, which also reduces counter chance and decreases healing power received for a few turns. So it's almost like an upgraded Barrage, which is super cool. She gets a stun ability, which dispels auto revive as kind of like a single target hit. Area of Fire is another AoE buff she gets, which gives single target resistance 15 for 3 turns for herself and allies, and agility plus 25% for 3 turns to self. And then her final ability is going to decrease defense 25. It's a cross-shaped attack, and it's going to deal 165x modifier. So overall, she is just a very versatile unit, and I think you'll see people using her. Is this enough to bring about bow meta? That's kind of the question, right? Are you going to pair her with Luartha? Are you going to figure out something to do here? That is the question that's kind of being asked. Her bow comes with her from an event, and it's interesting. It's nothing special, right? It's it's basically killer bow or basically platinum bow, but instead of having, anything like fire attack up, which would have been way cool, right? It actually gives HP plus 15% for 3 turns for self. And that's cool. That's interesting. I'm not sure how relevant that's going to be. I'm not sure if you would rather just throw a killer bow on her again, or maybe go for like a platinum bow with some defense penetration. Not the best weapon, I would say. I'm really surprised that there's no fire attack up on this. Again, seems like it's a missed opportunity. Now, what does come out with her is going to be the Brachiosaur Esper. Now, this thing is exactly what you would think. Attack up, fire attack up, missile attack up, magic resistance, critical hit rate. I mean, it's got everything. Dex 83, attack 116, charm resistance. I mean, it's the Esper for fire gunners, and it's going to be pretty beastly. The vision card, of course, is going to complement as well. AP 20, HP 332, attack 140. I love this art, by the way, if you can see it. It's very cool. Gives acquired AP up for the individual unit 30%, attack plus 10%, which just makes sense for a lot of the fire gunner units. Party-wide, it's going to give missile attack plus 35, agility plus 8% for fire units, which will be really good, and single target resistance 20. So if you're running fire units, you're probably going to be running this vision card if you're running, for example, Luartha. What's interesting, though, is I'm pretty sure we don't have Luartha EX, actually, on the JP side. Let's actually check real quick, because I'm pretty sure that we do not. So hopefully, hopefully we'll see Luartha EX coming out as well sometime soon, because she would be an excellent pair with this. Like, you can't help but imagine Luartha EX being paired with this. The other Esper that got the 3-star form was Aigaion, and it's exactly what you would expect, lightning attack up. I almost wish this would have been like slash attack up potentially, just to make him kind of more fit into the role of a magic, like a Spellblade Esper, because I feel like that's what a lot of people have used him for. Because now he's just kind of like good for a few units, but not perfect, right? So I'm a little bummed out about the kind of upgrade or the 3-star version of Aigaion. I think they could have done a little bit better with this. The 3 units that got their EXs recently, Skahal, Mariel, and Lorela. Again, it's one of those situations where I'm not really sure I'm excited for any of them. Skahal has always been kind of not a mainstream. He does have 20% magic resistance, 561 magic, and 63 agility in his EX form. But I can't think of a time where I've really been like, Skahal, I need you, right? He gets an upgrade to magic power up level 1, which gives magic resistance penetration 40. He also gets an upgrade to counter magic, which gives decreases attack 39%, decreases magic 39%. It does increase so that Skahal does have a 50% chance to counter, which is great. The problem is Skahal already has access to slow counter, which I think is better than this counter magic break ability. Maybe you'll be building Skahal defensively to use this, but I really don't see it happening. Because he has a passive and a counter upgrade, he doesn't get like a spell upgrade, which is unfortunate. So the only upgrade he's going to get really for an ability is his job level 25 ability, which is Fierce Thundaga, which decreases lightning resistance 38% for 3 turns and is 185% modifier attack. What is nice about this, though, is that it's the same type of Thundaga upgrade that Gargus got on his abilities, so it has increased range, which is okay, right? It's not going to be the worst. Other than that, I mean, not the biggest deal in the world. Mariel, on the other hand, Mariel didn't get as much of an upgrade to magic as I would have wanted. Her EX form is going to be at 414, agility 59, HP 4300 is pretty good for her though. And her skills are lackluster, I would say, because a lot of the times when you're using Mariel, you're using her for her calculator sub abilities, because she starts out with higher than normal AP, so she'll have access to use a lot of calculator abilities pretty easily. Her Dark Spirit Protection, pretty good, gains an additional plus 12 dark resistance and increases spirit debuff resistance 100 for self. So you might see a world in which she is used with, an anti-dark composition, which would make sense, especially against Black Rose Helena, who can decrease spirit, right? The buffs that she gets to her abilities, she gets an upgraded magic barrier. So she's gonna go from, it reduced magic damage 50% for 3 turns to self, to increases spirit 25 for 3 turns for self, and increases max HP by 15% for 3 turns. Pretty good, I would say. My question would be is if, a barrier dispel ability takes off all of these, or if it's kind of trying to make an ability that gives both a barrier and buffs so that you can't dispel everything off of the character. Her ability Mind Break spell is going to decrease spirit 30 for 3 turns to target, and its AoE 26 AP, 165x modifier. Not bad. I could see her using this. But again, it's just one of those situations where I use her mostly for calculator, or I use her for like a really cheap banish blade most of the time, and that is usually it. Could I see her using Mind Break spell, yes, I could. But it's one of those situations, again, where it's like, if I'm going to be EXing an MR unit, it better be a good reason, right? It better be very powerful and supportive for me to EX that unit. So I'm a little like, little on the cautious side. Lorayla, very similar here. Lorayla ends up 66 critical hit rate, agility 61, attack 423, dex 305. Not bad, but it just seems like it's not good enough to EX. She does get a lot of buffs to critical damage though, which is pretty cool. So she does get critical damage plus 20 on her range up and accuracy up, which is nice. She gets a buff to her job level 25 ability, Deadly Joint Arrow. Increases range 2 for 1 turn when performing critical hit for self. Also increases damage by critical damage by 25 for self, which is a huge modifier. And it's a 200% modifier attack, so that's really powerful. Also, Barrage gets an upgrade, which restores AP 20 when performing a critical hit for self. So very cool, very crit focused, very crit damage focused. I could see a situation where you run her with, you know, a crit damage based team in a wind element formation. Maybe if you're running a 5 wind element team. But again, it's just kind of that not enough. I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more unique EX identity, I feel like, when I'm trying to connect and kind of create these EX units. And sometimes, especially this far on the JP side, I feel like they may be lacking just a little bit. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your week and you're enjoying the Dead Week. And I will see you guys probably tomorrow night on stream. See y'all later.